room. For the game room, we're working on the Apollo Arcade Group. This is Mike, based out of the Sarasota Square Mall. We went to look at the inventory last week. We were quoted at $5,000 for a pinball machine, Cruising USA driving game, two-person shooting game, Pac-Man machine, and air hockey table. Jordan says, you should check out Red Barn. They have a lot of arcade machines. Thayer says, have we thought about a game room, TA? Mike, we would have an agreement with Apollo Arcade Group to act as our maintenance. Andrea, EQTA should take responsibility. Thayer, I'm concerned that the game room could fall into disrepair. Dana, perhaps the proposed free store TA could be tasked with basic custodial duties in the game room. Jordan, do we know how many electrical outlets there are? Mike, yes, if we need more, it's an inexpensive upgrade. How should we fund the game room? Let's go around the table and see what everyone thinks. Jacob says, let's do shared funding from the surplus and SAC. Oliver says, small burden on the SAC and majority of funding from the surplus. Where did Oliver go? Oh. We need to talk about how we can fund the game room. Let's go around the room and see what people think. Jacob, I think we should do shared funding from the surplus and the SAC. Oliver, small burden on the SAC and the majority in funding from surplus. Nothing should come from the discretionary fund. Thayer, shared responsibility between SAC and surplus. Chris, majority from surplus. Long, I'm hesitant to take out of the surplus. Thayer counters, what purpose does the surplus have if it's not to be spent? Long, an emergency may present itself that requires surplus spending. If we spend too much on the game room, we might deplete our ability to manage this. Andrea, I'm hesitant to use the surplus because it's a rainy day fund. It should be student approved if we do. Dana, don't have enough information to comment. Johanna, the money should come from the surplus. Hannah, I'm comfortable using the surplus, but we need to develop more complete maintenance cost estimates. Jordan, 3 surveys were sent out to the student body regarding preferences on games. If additional games are added, they need to have student approval. Mike, we won't make any purchases without student approval. Next item, Fitness Center. I've been talking with the recreation director at Ringling. This is Mike. She has expressed interest in sharing NCF's pool and waterfront facilities. She suggested a $15,000 commitment annually. I think that we can try for $25,000. Hannah, does Ringling want to use the gym? Ringling does not want to use the gym. They have their own. Logan, oh, Logan's pants are falling off. There's no parking at the fitness center. What do we do about this? That's a kink we have to work out. We're also trying to incorporate Ringling into our SCAT partnership. This would ease transportation concerns between NCF and Ringling campuses. Is the fitness center in a financial crisis? Oliver says, the fitness center deficit has been reduced from $90,000 to $30,000. The deficit was reduced using the fitness center reserve. NCF will see a 5% increase in athletic fees next year. After this increase, we should not need to increase athletic fees for a while. Wall times. Oliver, I met with Michelson to discuss wall times. Michelson's open to the idea, but the school will not fund additional security. The students will need to hire private security or find a way to demonstrate that we can have a safe wall environment without formal security. Long, how does the cabinet feel about longer wall times? We need to consider the entire student body's desire, not just a minority. Jordan, over 85% of respondents to the wall time survey indicated there shouldn't be a wall time at all. Walls should end when people stop dancing. Johanna, there she is. Gathering and dancing until the sun rises builds a sense of community. We work hard so we can play hard and strike a healthy balance. Oliver, we need to negotiate and compromise on this issue. More than likely, we will need to specify a wall end time. Other comments. There, even at the most popular walls, the party doesn't start till 11. Johanna, when walls started at 12 a.m., the party didn't start till 1 a.m. 10 a.m. is a good start time. Dana, our personal opinions are irrelevant. We should rely on student opinion. Hannah, we should conduct a survey before we have a discussion at the town meeting. Peckham, we should wait till we have a viable strategy before presenting this. Bartholomew, starting walls at 10 p.m. is a good thing. It encourages walls to end earlier. Jordan, we should not focus primarily on negotiating with the administration. Instead, students should envision the community we want for ourselves and pursue that vision. We need to evaluate our approach. The focus shouldn't be about wall times alone. We need to consider the bigger picture. Dana, that's me, motions to take wall times off of the town meeting agenda. Motion to remove is approved. 50th anniversary. Do-do-do. We need volunteers for 50th anniversary, and we need a table for information about the NCSA. There, we need to synchronize our schedules to be efficient. There will be a luncheon Saturday at 11 a.m. for all past student government members. Also, students need to move their cars out of the parking lot to the airport parking lot so alumni have access to parking spots on campus. Jordan, what about commuter students? This is a request, not a demand. Students will not be punished for parking on campus. Connie is encouraging students to attend the Bands on the Bay event on Saturday. Tell all your friends! Andrea, can we compile a list of volunteer opportunities? Let's do it. Will there be a fence around the kickball field? Mike, people will be sleeping on the field Sunday morning. Events on the baseball diamond are probably not a good idea. Timesheets. Our OPS is $46,000 per year for NCSA employees. In the past, NCSA employees have not followed a rigid protocol regarding overtime, leading to inefficiencies and unnecessary costs. This administration insists that NCSA employees approach Andrea before working overtime hours. If an NCSA employee needs to work overtime, hours will be authorized if they're deemed appropriate. There. Should we distribute our overtime to the following week? Long, this is a temporary fix, but we need to develop a better policy. Dana, how many people are employed by the NCSA? Approximately 25. For the time being, if you're going to work overtime, CC co-presidents and Andrea in an email. Scheduling. Are Mondays a good time for everyone? I work once a month on Mondays. We'll have to work that out. Student ideas. Jordan. The current cabinet needs to update the NCSA account. The previous cabinet still owns documents associated with the account. Meeting is adjourned. The meeting was adjourned at 7:30 p.m. Thanks and good night.